Hello students, welcome to online course of Mechanical Measurement and Metrology. Myself Abhishek Trivedi from Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. We are discussing Introduction to Metrology. Today we are going to discuss the further concept of the Introduction to Metrology. In the previous lecture we have already discussed the basic requirement of the metrology, then concept of the metrology, then classification of measuring methods. Today we are starting our lecture with classification of measurement. The very first topic that is discussed in today's lecture, that is the classification of measuring instrument. We have designed number of instrument for the measurement in the metrology department, and we have classified those such instrument in a different categories. Today we are going to discuss each and every category on which we can classify the measuring instrument. The very first category of measurement, or we can say the very first category of classification of measurement, that is according to function. According to function means we have classified the measuring instrument on the basis of their functional requirement, or we can say on the basis of their functional criteria. The first one, that is the length measuring instrument. It means the instrument which is useful for the measurement of the length. We can say scales. The basic scales are useful for the measurement of the length. So the length measuring instrument is directly, or we can say the example of the length measuring instrument, that is scales, or we can say the vernier caliper. You can check on your screen, that's a basic routine conventional vernier caliper which is used to measure the length of the given line. We can say micrometer, that is also the length measuring instrument. They are the length measuring instrument. So we have classified whatever the instrument which is useful for the measurement of the length, or we can say measurement of the linear dimensions. Those all instruments are fall under the category of the first one according to the functions, and the subcategory length measuring instrument. Then the second one, that is the angle measuring instrument. It means the instrument which is directly useful for the measurement of the angle. They are known as the angle measuring instrument. We can say the protractor which is useful for measurement of the angle, that is known as the angle measuring instrument. On screen you can check the bevel protractor which is useful for the measurement of the angle. So such kind of instrument is useful for the angle measurement, or we can say they are the angle measuring instrument. Then the third category, that is the instrument which is useful to check the deviation of the geometric forms. If we have to check the geometric format of the given workpiece, then we are using such kind of instrument. Thus on the screen you can check such instrument is very much useful for the measurement of the, or we can say for the measurement of deviation of the geometrical form. Suppose I have to made a cylindrical bore inside the cylinder. So what I am supposed to do, I will take a solid cylinder, then I will try to drill in the cylinder, then I will bore the cylinder, or we can say we are going to do the boring process inside the cylinder, so we can make sure that I have created a hole inside the cylinder. Then what we are going to do, we are simply using such kind of instrument to check the cylindricity, or we can say the circularity of the internal bore. Such kind of instrument is useful for measurement of deviation from the required geometrical form. Then the next one, that is the instrument which is useful to check the quality of the surface finish. Suppose after machining I have done the machining process on the lathe, or we can say on the milling machine or any kind of machining instrument, and then I have made a proper surface finish over the machine surface. And if I have to check that whatever the machining has been done on the surface, whatever the quality has been generated over the surface, it will fulfill our basic requirement or not. Suppose I have to make sure that whatever the surface has been generated is very smooth. So what I am going to do, I will use such kind of instrument having the computer attachment. The instrument is very basic instrument and is useful for checking the quality of the surface finish. In the checking of the quality of the surface finish, we are just comparing the pro rata with the actual surfaces, or we can say we are just comparing the basic quality of the surface finish with the actual workpiece. And by using such kind of comparison, and by taking the different reading on the different spots, we are feeding the data inside the computer, and then by using the computer analysis we can check the surface which is manufactured after the machining is fulfilling the basic requirement or not. That is the surface finish instrument, or we can say the instrument which is useful for the surface finish. The surface tester are a basic surface finishing instrument which are useful in the mechanical industries to check the surface finish of the, or we can say the quality of the surface finish. The next category for the classification of measuring instrument, that is according to working. On the basis of the working, we have classified the measuring instrument into two different categories. The first one automatic instrument and the second one manual instrument. The first one, that is the automatic instrument, in which we are supposed to provide some kind of electronic circuit, or we are supposed to provide some kind of configuration, electronic circuitry configuration, by which it can directly calculate the dimension. It will just gives the reading in terms of digital display. On your screen you can check, that is a digital vernier caliper. The digital vernier caliper, in which suppose I have to measure some kind of instrument, or we can say I have to measure some kind of linear dimension, then what I am supposed to do, I will just open the jaws, put the workpiece inside and just close the jaws. As the jaws close to the workpiece, on the digital display you can directly check whatever the dimension of the given workpiece. So such instrument is known as the automatic instrument. It means we are not supposed to calculate the main scale reading, we are not supposed to calculate the auxiliary scale reading, and then we are not supposed to calculate the formulatic, then we are not supposed to calculate the final formula and final reading of the given workpiece. In such kind of instrument, what we are supposed to do, we are just putting the workpiece inside the measuring instrument, and then we are just measuring the dimensions by digital display only. We have already provided the formula in terms of circuitry, and the circuitry has been provided inside the machine. So this is known as a automatic machine, or we can say the category of these kind of machines, or we can say the category of these kind of instruments is known as a automatic instrument. The second one, that is the manual instrument. In the manual instrument, as you can check on the screen, the same vernier caliper. On the screen, whatever the vernier caliper is shows, the first one, that is the automatic, and the second one, that is the basic, or we can say the manual vernier caliper. Suppose I have to measure the dimension on the vernier caliper, then what I am supposed to do, I will just put the workpiece inside the jaws, open the vernier caliper, I will note down the main scale reading, I will note down the auxiliary scale reading, and then I will apply the formula to measure the main, or we can say the final reading from the main scale reading and the auxiliary scale reading. So this kind of instrument is known as a manual instrument, or we can say the instrument which is done, or we can say the reading has been taken by using some manual corrections. So I have taken the same instrument in the different categories. The first one, that is the automatic instrument, the second one, that is the manual instrument, though both are the vernier calipers only. The next classification of the measuring instrument is based on the mechanical construction. It means suppose the instrument is set over the single body, or the instrument having the different part which are located in the different locations. On these categories, we have classified the measuring instrument in the two different categories. The first one, that is a self-contained instrument. The self-contained instrument is useful when the whole setup inside the measuring instrument is set over a single body, or we can say that within the closed body, all the sensing element, all the representing element, all the kind of transmission and all the measuring elements are placed over in the single body. If such kind of instrument has been designed, then the instrument is known as a self-contained instrument. On the screen you can check a basic thermometer is provided, that is a digital thermometer. So the sensing bulb, the data transmission element, the circuit, the digital display, all these factors, or we can say all these element of the measuring setup has been provided in a single body. Once the body has been closed, we have just thermometer, and the thermometer is useful for the measurement of the temperature. So this is known as a self-contained instrument, or we can say the construction of such kind of instrument is known as a self-contained instruments. The second one, that is the remote indicated instrument. It means within a single body we cannot provide a single instrument. In such kind of instrument, what we have done, we have provided a sensing probe somewhere in a far located area. The digital display, or we can say the analog display, or we can say whatever the display unit has been provided, is placed in the somewhere in the nearest location. We are using such kind of instrument where the human concern, or we can say where the human access is not available inside the factory or inside the setup. Suppose I have to measure the temperature of the boiler, then what I am going to do, we cannot put a simple thermometer inside the boiler. What we are supposed to do? We are simply putting a sensing probe over the boiler, or we can say we are supposed to provide the sensing probe inside the boiler, and whatever the temperature scale has been designed, the scale has been provided file located in the control room. So by using a proper connector, we can connect the sensing probe and we can connect the display unit, and by using such kind of connector we can measure the temperature of a given boiler. So this kind of instrument is known as a remote indicated instrument. It means from the remote location you can use your instrument. Suppose we have sent a satellite on the orbit of the earth, and I have to take some photograph, or we can say I have to take the average temperature of the given region. Then what I am going to do, I will just use the different sensors which are far located in the space, and by using such sensors we can measure the temperature. The temperature reading has been collected on the earth by using the control room, or we can say by using the control setup. So such kind of setup, or we can say such kind of instrumental arrangement is known as a remote indicated instrument. Nowadays this concept of remote indicated instrument are widely used in a different industries. The next category of the classification of measuring instrument, that is according to the type of output. Whatever the output is been provided by the instrument, on the basis of this category we have classified the instrument in the two different categories. The first one, that is the deflection type output, and the second one, that is the null type output. The first one, that is the deflection type output. Suppose I have to measure the weight, or we can say I have to measure the mass of the given body. Then I have the two different options. I will use the basic spring scale. What I am supposed to do, I will just hang the mass over the hook, and I will just lift the spring scale simply. Once the spring scale has been lifted, whatever the mass has been generated, it will directly deflect the spring which is provided inside the body of the spring scale. As the deflection has been generated in the springs, it will directly deflect the pointer over the calibrated scale, and we can measure the mass which has been placed, or we can say the mass which has been hooked over the spring scale. So this instrument is known as a deflection type instrument. It means the pointer has been deflected from the zero position to somewhere another position, and by checking this particular position, we can say by checking this kind of deflection, we can measure the unknown parameters. The second one, that is the null type instrument. In the null type instrument, you can check on your screen, that is the conventional weighing machine which is useful in the vegetable market. In which what we are supposed to do, if I have to take a 1 kg of a given vegetable, what I am going to do, I will just put a 1 kg on a single platform which is a known mass for me, and the unknown vegetable weight I will put over the second pan. Once both the pan will get in balanced, or we can say when both the pan will get in the balanced position, the pointer will be come into the 0 condition. Once the pointer will come into the 0 condition, or we can say the null condition, we can say that the measurement has been done. This kind of measuring instrument is known as a null method measuring instrument. The second category, or we can say the next category in which we have classified the measuring instrument, that is based on the output signal. According to the output signal, we have designed the instrument, or we can say we have classified the instrument in the two different categories, the analog instrument and the digital instrument. The first one, that is the analog instrument. In the analog instrument, as we already discussed, a basic conventional thermometer, or we can say a basic remote indicating device on which the analog scale has been provided. Such kind of instrument is known as an analog instrument. It means a pointer has been provided, a calibrated scale has been provided, and the pointer is simply moving around the calibrated scale, and by checking the position of the pointer, we can measure the given parameter. Whereas in the second category, digital type instrument, or we can say the output signal has been digitalized, is known as a digital instrument, in which whatever the output has been provided, the output has been provided over the digital display. As on your screen, you can check there is a digital thermometer. Once the thermometer make a physical contact with the human body, it will directly measure the temperature, and whatever the temperature has been measured by this particular sensing bulb has been transmitted to the data by using the data transmission element to the digital circuitry, or we can say that to the electronic circuitry. And the electronic circuitry simply modify the data in terms of output format, and whatever the output has been generated is being provided on the digital display. So this kind of instrument is known as a digital instrument. Then the last category for the measuring instrument, that is according to the physical contact. As per the physical contact, we have to classify the measuring instrument in the two different categories. The first one, that is the contactless instrument, and the second one, that is the non-contact type instrument. The first one, that is the contact type instrument. It means if I have to measure the given parameter, or we can say if I have to measure the given physical value, then it is compulsorily required to make a physical contact with the unknown physical state body. Suppose I have to measure the temperature of the human body, then such kind of thermometer has been provided, and the thermometer has to make a physical contact with the human body. If I will not making any kind of physical contact with the human body, I cannot measure any kind of temperature. Whereas in the contactless type instrument, what we are going to do, we are using such kind of thermal gun. The thermal gun is basically useful for measuring the temperature of the same human body. If I have to measure the temperature of the human body without making any kind of physical contact, then what we are supposed to do is we are using such a thermal gun. Once the thermal gun has been placed, which is far, or we can say that it is not making any kind of physical contact with the human body, it will just measure the temperature of the human body. So this is a basic classification of measuring instrument, in which we have categorized the measuring instrument into different categories, so we can make sure that each and every category has been placed properly, and we can select the instrument as per our requirement. So today we have discussed the basic classification of measuring instrument. From next lecture we are starting a new topic, accuracy and precision. Till then, thank you.